Hello and welcome to this exclusive broadcast on DD India, Bharat Innovates 2026, taking Indian innovation to the world in this decade with me, Deepika. Well, the event, which is taking place in France, comes at a very important time, marking not only the healthy ties between India and France, but also celebrating India-France Year of Innovation. So in the next half an hour, we'll get you all that you need to know about Bharat Innovates 2026 with reports and inputs straight from ground zero. Let's get started. Well, India is all set to witness a journey of transformation in the deep tech sector. As India continues to stride forward on the path to progress with a clear vision of becoming a developed nation by the year 2047 and taking the India-France ties to a new level, the maiden edition of Bharat Innovates is all set to be hosted in France's Nice from the 14th of June. Take a look at this next report to understand more about the maiden event that is all set to bring a change where India meets the world celebrating deep tech.
2026 भारत फ्रांस संबंधों के लिए एक अति विशेष वर्ष है। इसमें पीपल टू पीपल एक्सचेंज और गहरे होंगे। इंडस्ट्री टू इंडस्ट्री पार्टनरशिप का विस्तार होगा। जून 2026 में फ्रांस में भारत इनोवेट्स 2026 के तहत हम भारत के बेहतरीन टेक स्टार्टअप दुनिया के सामने रखेंगे, जो हेल्थ, क्लाइमेट, सिक्योरिटी जैसे ग्लोबल चैलेंजेस के समाधान बना रहे हैं।
India stands at a defining moment in its development journey, one where innovation is no longer merely an aspiration, but a fundamental driver of economic growth, global competitiveness and societal transformation. In Bharat's Amrit Kaal, where the mission is to become a developed nation by the year 2047, the Government of India has launched Bharat Innovates 2026 during the India-France Year of Innovation. It is a national program of the Ministry of Education, Government of India, designed as a global accelerator for innovations from Indian higher education institutions, thereby building a long-term collaboration bridge between India's innovation ecosystem and global stakeholders. Announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 17th of February 2026 at the inauguration of the India-France Year of Innovation, the maiden event extends invitation to global leaders, CEOs, investors and universities to collaborate with India's innovation ecosystem. Bharat Innovates 2026. The maiden edition takes India's top 120 deep tech startups to Nice, France, to catalyze pilots, co-development, investments, research partnerships, manufacturing and market access, along with 15 premier Indian higher education institutions, including the IITs and IISc, and 5+ scientific and strategic institutions will come together. Bharat Innovates will serve as a privileged gateway to the Indian innovation ecosystem, revolving around 13 frontier technology themes. These include semiconductors, biotechnology, space and defense, healthcare and medtech, advanced computing, AI, cloud, quantum, next-gen communications, advanced materials and critical minerals, energy, sustainability and climate, smart cities and mobility, blue economy, agri and food technologies, disaster management and resilience. For global stakeholders, Bharat Innovates 2026 will provide an opportunity to build sustained engagement with India's innovation ecosystem through investor-grade deal flow, fast-track partnerships, research access, problem-to-solution bridge, global soft landing routes, R&D pipeline. As the world navigates rapid technological disruption, climate imperatives, and evolving supply chains, India is emerging not just as a participant in these changes, but as a leader shaping the future. The narrative has moved beyond Make in India to embrace a more ambitious vision. Create in India, innovate for the world.
French President Emmanuel Macron had famously said, "The question is no longer if India innovates, the question is who will innovate with India." We are at Palais d'Exposition, the venue of Bharat Innovates, a unique global platform which is going to bring together and join the ecosystems of higher education, startups, and talent mobility of India and France. With camera person Aniket Dubey, Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India, Nice.
And highlighting Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment to innovation, Secretary of Higher Education Vineet Joshi said that Bharat Innovates 2026 will bring forward the country's technology ecosystem to the world.
The purpose of organizing this event is twofold. A is to give this message to the country, to the countrymen, that India has a lot of technologies which could be useful for the entire world, and we have to make in India for the world. Prime Minister Modi's commitment for innovation is huge, and in everything he tries to bring this. And ever since he brought this National Education Policy 2020, innovation and entrepreneurship were two major fundamental changes which were brought in as compared to the previous policies.
And the co-founders of Eternal Energy Company, Apurva Shaligram and Dr. Uttam Kumar Sen, share their enthusiasm as they join other deep techs from India at the global platform in Nice. Let us hear what they have to say about the event.
The city of Nice in France is set to host Bharat Innovates 2026. It's an exclusive gathering of over 120 Indian deep tech startups. Also investors from across the globe will congregate here. Joining me are co-founders of a startup called Eternal Energy. With me are Apurva and Uttam. Apurva, from you first, I'd like to learn, what does your startup do?
Hey, so we are working on battery technology. So as you know, we are moving from traditional forms of energy such as petroleum and going towards renewable energy as well as electric mobility. So batteries form the foundation of these technologies. So we are working on making better performance batteries from a design point of view, as well as from the entire manufacturing process that goes into it. So we reinvented it, working on the entire manufacturing piece for better efficiency.
Uttam, I'll come to you. How does it feel to be at a global platform like Bharat Innovates, and what are your expectations as a startup?
So this is a great opportunity to represent our company as well as India in a global forum like this, where our Prime Minister is also be hosting it. This is where we are thinking that we should showcase what we are building to across the globe. We are building a technology which is not only improve the batteries which will be used for India, but also across the globe.
Thank you for speaking with DD India. That was Apurva and Uttam, co-founders of Eternal Energy, talking about their startup and expectations from this mega gathering at Bharat Innovates in Nice. The exhibition that will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi alongside French President Emmanuel Macron. With camera person Aniket Dubey, Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India in Nice.
So there you heard from the stakeholders. But why India and France is so important when we talk about the bilateral tie? Well, setting sights on the future, India and France, both of them outlined Horizon 2047 roadmap that aims to map out the alliance's trajectory that will mark its 50-year milestone in the year 2047. And India-France Year of Innovation is a crucial part of it, which both the countries are currently observing right now. Our next report takes you through India-France ties and what the future holds for both the countries.
The India-France Year of Innovation 2026, announced during the state visit of President Emmanuel Macron to India in January 2024, marks a bold new chapter in the strategic partnership between France and India. At its core lies the idea that innovation is a vital driving force in Indo-French ties. Well, France established diplomatic relations with India as soon as it gained independence on August 15, 1947. In 1998, the relationship was elevated to the level of a strategic partnership, establishing France as India's oldest strategic partner. And in 2023, on its 25th anniversary, President Emmanuel Macron and Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to renew and deepen the Indo-French strategic partnership for a further 25 years through the adoption of the Horizon 2047 roadmap. It's under this broader agenda of orienting the bilateral relationship towards the future that Year of Innovation is taking place. India-France Year of Innovation 2026. The initiative is structured around 4 pillars, in which France and India are uniquely positioned. The aim is to develop joint solutions to shared challenges. Key pillars: aerospace, health, well-being and food, sustainable development and energy transition, cultural and creative industries. Launched during the India-France Year of Innovation, Bharat Innovates 2026 aims to accelerate India's deep tech ecosystem and strengthen its position as a global innovation powerhouse. The India-France Year of Innovation not only symbolizes progress but also underscores the coming together of two great nations, two rich cultures and two innovation ecosystems, because the year 2047 will mark 3 symbolic milestones: 100 years of India's independence, 100 years of diplomatic relations between India and France, and 50 years India-France strategic partnership. Hence, setting sights on the future, both countries have adopted the Horizon 2047 roadmap, which aims to map out the alliance's trajectory as it reaches its 50-year milestone, of which India-France Year of Innovation is a crucial part.
And now to give you a more rounded perspective on this, I'm joined by Shubhendu Ghosh, who's joining us live from Nice. And we are also joined by a special guest, Mr. Kaustubh Nayak from Periwinkle Technologies, and who's also participating at the event. First of all, good evening to both of you. Coming on to you, Shubhendu first. How Bharat Innovates can be a game changer in this decade for both India and France, and how excited are the participants over there, Shubhendu?
Bonjour from Nice, Deepika, that's hello in French, a bit of French that we're learning. Now, yes, it's a great opportunity for India and France to take their technology innovation partnership to the next level, really, in many ways. Some 120 top deep tech startups, mostly from India, but also from France and other parts of the world, are going to congregate here at Bharat Innovates. Still a couple of more days to go. Stage is almost set. There is a great deal of excitement among the startups. We heard from some of them. They see it as a global opportunity offered to Indian startups, to Indian universities who are grooming startups of tomorrow. It's a great opportunity for them to showcase their ecosystem, and not just that, but for a technology partner like France, it is a great opportunity for both the countries to join their ecosystems together and benefit from the strengths of each other, the technological advancements that France has in the domain of innovation, the huge talent pool that India offers. There's some 1.5 million engineers, remember, graduating every year from India. So in that sense, in IT and other areas, no other countries offers this kind of skill-trained workforce. So it's a great opportunity, as I mentioned, for both the countries to take forward this partnership. And it is also the year of innovation. In February this year, both Prime Minister Modi and President Macron of France together had announced this to be the year of innovation and partnership for India and France. So it's an excellent opportunity and a milestone in that regard already. Before the year ends, for the two countries to come together in this manner, a mega event which is actually technically presented by India but hosted by France. Deepika?
Indeed. Coming on to you, Mr. Nayak. Now, your company, Periwinkle Technologies, is an AI-enabled and FDA-cleared cervical cancer screening and triage platform delivering risk assessment in just under 60 seconds. Tell us, how are you planning to contribute to this tech aid, and how Bharat Innovates platform can be beneficial for you, Mr. Nayak?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for hosting me, and I want to express my deep gratitude towards PM Modi ji and Ministry of Education for giving us this platform. We are extremely excited. This platform will help us not only showcase the innovation that we have built, but we also feel like we are tech ambassadors of India. Showcasing the innovations can be, can take births in India, but are developed for the world. So this platform basically will enable us to meet with different collaborators and investors and showcase our AI first technology.
And
Earlier,
yeah, please go on.
sorry. So we basically, our product replaces weeks of wait, right? So with AI-enabled technology, within the entire procedure can be finished in 5 minutes instead of waiting for multiple weeks.
And in such a case, how important Bharat Innovates becomes for startups like you?
Absolutely important, right? It kind of gives us a platform to showcase what we have built, right? And also to meet with different people to collaborate. Collaborations are the keys to scale up across our borders, right? So this is one such platform.
All right, coming on to you, Shubhendu, Periwinkle is just one of the 120 startups who are showcasing their work and IP. Now, 120 startups, when we talk about it, they've been shortlisted who will present their IPs, the intellectual properties, in different domains, including defense, medical, communication, and other sectors. When we talk about all these sectors, how do you think are they going to make India self-reliant? Because that has been the call so far by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We had a briefing by Niti Aayog also, and the meeting was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently. And once again, making India self-reliant has been the top agenda.
Absolutely, Deepika. Making India self-reliant, making India has been really the call by Prime Minister Modi that was perhaps is best represented through the work and excellence of Indian startups who are now taking the global stage to take forward their innovations and the kind of partnerships that can become possible. But let me add to that they've actually taken it beyond the idea of Make in India. Now it's the next level. It's make it for the world. And this platform of Bharat Innovates offers just that. An estimate suggests that some $1 trillion worth of capital is there for investing. The venture capitalists from around the world who are congregating at this particular venue of Bharat Innovates in Palais de Exposition in Nice. And in that sense, the over 200,000 recognized, 2 lakh Indian startups, recognized startups that are there in India, some 120 unicorns who are there, who have a turnover of over $1 billion, but not just making India self-reliant in different areas and critical areas, mind you, such as health technologies, such as what our guest was talking about, but also in defense and other critical technologies. But this is also a time when there is a critical mass and momentum that India's startup ecosystem is reaching. It is at a juncture where it is in fact opening up to the world to extend its partnership, to extend its scope for more investors who are interested in scaling up, who are interested in engaging with India's talent pool. It is opening up to the world in that sense, and it's an excellent opportunity for the world as well for collaborating with India. So in that sense, not just self-reliance, make in India, but also make for the world with Bharat Innovates.
Absolutely, Shubhendu. And Mr. Nayak, when we talk about co-collaboration, co-creation, and especially in this current, decade, when we are also looking forward to, become self-reliant and also to become a developed nation by the year 2047, Mr. Nayak, how do you think the investment procedure is going to be really helpful for your particular startup? Because we've seen that, and we've also learned the fact that you've already been through a certain series of funding, but going at a platform at France where India is co-hosting this particular event, how do you think the investment angle can be really justified, and what are the co-creation and co-collaboration opportunities you may get from other investors and from other participants who will be coming at Bharat Innovates 2026? Mr. Nayak.
Hello. Absolutely. So when we get an investment, right, when a startup gets an investment, it not just receives money, it receives a partner, right, who can help to give access to certain markets, right? So that's the opportunity that we all are going to get here, right? To meet with different investors, collaborators who can help with the market access, not just the investments, and we'll also get the perspectives of different health systems, right, for our medtech product.
Right. And also when we talk about, the kind of stakeholders who will be participating at this particular event, what are your expectations and plans to make the best out of this opportunity?
Yeah, so our plans are basically to engage with multiple stakeholders, right, such as universities, research organizations, along with the investors and the market enablers, right, such as the distributors or accelerators which are present here in France and in Europe in general. So our plan is basically to explain our technologies, till that the patents that we already received, and prove that our product is validated by receiving FDA approval and all that, and form partnerships.
Indeed. So partnership is also a very important aspect when stakeholders, they look forward to this particular event. Shubhendu, coming on to you, and as you also said that France president once mentioned that the question is no longer if India innovates, but who will innovate with India. Now, considering the strong ties between the two nations, what is it that the future of technology hold when countries like India and France come together with innovation under the spotlight? Shubhendu.
Absolutely, Deepika. It's a great partnership to really look out for in the 21st century as far as innovation partnership is concerned. India and France together. Also, the kind of democracies that they represent, they've always maintained a certain strategic autonomies, even while they have aligned with different parts across the world. So in that sense, that idea of strategic autonomy also in innovation becomes hugely significant. To have partnerships but not be completely dependent on any one or two nations in the world. So that really makes this partnership distinct. Both countries are looking in the same direction. Both leaders, Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India and President Emmanuel Macron of France, share a tremendous rapport. They refer to each other as friends. And look at the close frequency at which the leaders are going to meet. In February, President Macron was in India visiting different cities, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a couple of days is going to be in France. So in that sense, the frequency of the meeting of the leaders also speaks volumes about the degree of comfort, confidence and hope that the two countries carry in this partnership that we are talking about. And as we earlier mentioned, that it's a win-win partnership. Right. France is known as, not just now, even in the 20th century, it was seen as a technology hub for Europe and the world. In the 21st century, with technologies such as AI, with critical technologies, France has been really at the heart of the innovation that is taking place in the West, and collaborating with India, which has its own huge startup ecosystem, ranking about third in the world. Indeed. So there is a scale that India offers. There is a technology, technique, advanced processes that France offers. So it's a win-win partnership, but really this partnership is built on the strong foundation of two great democracies, and also the manner in which that idea of strategic autonomies playing a greater role in greater convergence between India and France.
Indeed. Deepika. Thank you so much, Shubhendu, and thank you so much, Mr. Nayak, for joining us on this special broadcast. We wish you good luck, Mr. Nayak, for participating at this very important event, as this is indeed, as Shubhendu said, a win-win situation for both the countries and all the stakeholders participating in this mega event. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Now, France's Riviera city, Nice, is preparing to host this biggest Indo-French innovation event, which is called Bharat Innovates 2026. And the event is expected to bring together Indian startups, global investors and technology leaders under one platform. And preparations now are in full swing, and the event is being seen as a major milestone in strengthening the Indo-French strategic and technological cooperation. Well, Rohini Kusavi has a report straight from France. Take a look.
The Mediterranean city of Nice is gearing up for Bharat Innovates 2026, a landmark event in the growing partnership between India and France. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron are expected to jointly inaugurate the event on June 14th. Security arrangements, hospitality management, venue coordination, and transport logistics are being streamlined ahead of the arrival of international delegates and dignitaries. The Palais d'Exposition is being prepared to host high-level sessions, exhibitions, startup showcases, and business networking events.
Oh, we had a first round of meeting with the officials of the city of Nice along with their office, and it's a great excitement along in the community, the startup, as well as the higher education institution. So far, we have received 450 plus investors across the globe, which include around 100 plus Indian investors. So around 27, 8 countries and their investors, they are coming to this event. So there's a huge excitement.
The event will bring together more than 120 Indian deep tech startups along with investors, innovators, policymakers and industry leaders from across Europe and India. India is showcasing startups across 13 frontier technology sectors including semiconductors, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, space and defense. But one theme cuts across everything, that is artificial intelligence. The Indian delegation believes this is exactly where India can surprise the world. Not just in the technology itself, but in the way Indian institutions have developed solutions that are scalable and built for the real world.
Bharat Innovates 2026 is part of that overall arc of India-France Year of Innovation. So the government of France and government of India are working very closely, not just only for innovation, but also anything that relates to science and technology as a whole for bringing our two strategic and deep tech communities together.
Bharat Innovates 2026 is expected to become a major platform for technology collaboration between India and France. Indian startups will get an opportunity to connect with European investors, research institutions and global industry leaders. All the preparations are in final stage and there is a lot of excitement building up. As we get closer to this big summit, the real focus will be on the actual deals and lasting partnerships that come out of it. As final preparations continue, Bharat Innovates 2026 is expected to mark a new chapter in Indo-French cooperation driven by technology, innovation and entrepreneurship. This is Rohini Goswami in Paris for DD India.
And with this, it's a wrap here on this special broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.